Well, now it's time for Applejack's episode this season, which is Apple Family Reunion. And let's see, in this episode, well, obviously it's time for the Apple's Family Reunion, and I think it's the first one we've seen since the very first episode, because I do remember, yeah, they were having a family reunion there, and I don't think they've done that again. Maybe mentioned it a couple of times, but okay. So anyway, it starts out they're looking at old photographs of the past reunions and sorting through their invitations, and they realize that this time around they're getting every family member to visit. So yeah, it's possibly going to be the biggest family reunion ever. Like this is the peak of the family reunions because now schedules are getting busier and families getting bigger, but you know, more people have to sit out because of that. So okay, so Applejack volunteers to take over the organization of the whole reunion, and then she decides that she wants to make sure that it lives up to the potential to be the big one. She sets out to make it bar none the best family reunion ever. So she goes out, she plans everything to a T and tries to make it better than ever. And yeah, gets big supplies, it's everything. And so yeah, when the family does show up, I mean, they're all really happy to see each other. They're the Apple family, so I mean, of course, they're right in sync and they're buddies throughout the entire. Everybody has a favorite cousin or a favorite relative, even some of the characters we've never seen before. And that includes Babs Seed is back, who she's Apple Bloom's best friend now, and I mean, now she's basically all the same character traits as before, but instead of, I mean, what might have been front and center before, now she's just the cousin who really likes Apple Bloom and is really in sync with her. That sort of typical cousin buddies, and so yeah, I'm watching that. I'm just like, okay, good, stay there. I can't hate anything from you if that's all you're doing, so just stay there. But okay, so but yeah, Applejack then starts breaking out the activities, and I mean they are way more extensive than anyone was counting on coming to a family reunion. But I mean now she doesn't even take that into account. She just like starts throwing everyone into them, insisting that they try them and make family memory because she's so sure that this is the formula for success, and she just kind of forces them on everyone until yeah, they're really not having that much fun. And then finally her biggest idea, this ride through this hayride, results in the barn being smashed by the runaway hay cart. So okay, Applejack thinks she's messed everything up, but she still doesn't understand why. So I mean, Granny Smith explains like just what's fit while she doesn't understand when Apple Bloom says that maybe this is a good thing, that the plans aren't going to continue as Applejack had in mind, and Granny Smith explains that they weren't really enjoying the way she was doing it. So then Applejack, okay, gets the picture and instead organizes a big family barn rebuilding to this square dance song, Raise This Barn. And yeah, the family has a lot more fun with that, just coming together, teamwork, family power, all that. And yeah, and they the reason they want the barn rebuilt, they all want the barn rebuilt, is because that's where they always take the family picture in front of the barn. So they managed to get a new family picture that looks like the other, or that goes with the other ones now because it's in front of the barn. And then the reunion is a success, and Applejack learns that the who is much more important than the what. You'll remember who you were doing this stuff with, how you were bonding a lot long after you've forgotten the what, is how she says it. And so yeah, this episode, it started out like just really building something. Like I was really starting to look forward to what was coming when they started this episode out. Like I mean looking through the past reunions, and I mean, and this is the Apple family. We know that they're a close knit bunch. They're really. I mean, we've seen them before. We saw back in Over a Barrel, the town they set up in Appaloosa. They're really welcoming there too. And I mean, and that same guy, that cousin, and well, the whole family members from there, they're here too. Although I don't think they have any speaking bits. But no, it's like okay, yeah, they're really warm bunch, and I mean, looking through these past memories, it feels exactly like the good parts of family reunions. I'm sure everybody's had bad family reunions, but I mean, yeah, just like the flashbacks and the characters looking over them too in the present. I mean, there's just yeah, they're funny, they're really cute, really sweet. There's a lot of character in them, so I mean, it feels like this should be something special. This should be sort of that heartfelt, warm family event that yeah, I mean, like the best memories are made of and all that, and I mean that's yeah what they're shaping up to. That they like what makes a great memory, and I mean that's a great family memory, and that seems like what we're gonna find out now. Just yeah, the journey to just yeah the family reunion like no other, and I mean and Applejack setting it up, and I mean and how she and this like sweet little nighttime conversation between her and Apple Bloom where yeah, Apple Bloom goes on about how much she's looking forward to seeing Babs, and I mean how much fun she thinks they're gonna have together, and Applejack just like tucking her in as she falls asleep without intending to, just saying like, yeah, just trust me, little sis, this is gonna be the best family reunion ever. It's like just such a tender moment, so sweet, and okay, you really, and you can tell how much Applejack wants this. You're behind her on it, so I mean, just yeah. Great intro, shaping up to be. I mean, I really wanted to like this episode, but as you'd expect when somebody says it started out really great, it didn't stay that way. Because I mean, when they actually get to the reunion, I mean, well, the square one, it's like everybody meeting up, like really happy to be there. And there's these two kid ponies we've never met before, who we never see them again, or unless it was off to the side, but they just have this like secret handshake that involves like head rubs and tummy rubs and stuff. Just very cute, very fun. And okay, so I mean, you think that all right, we're gonna see how this family enjoys each other's company, and we're gonna learn Applejack's lesson, of course. I mean, we all know that she's gonna be trying too hard. That's gonna be the point here, but just then it starts going actually a very sort of square cut route that again you might see from a show that never reached the level of the past episodes I was kind of hoping for here. That just the very sort of generic and one-dimensional. Yeah, Applejack takes it way too far, and she doesn't understand that it's being together that counts. That you don't need all the activities in the world, and I mean it's just like they take it to the nth degree. She's made all the seven-legged races, more pony puns there, but yeah, she's made the races for the little kids and the quilt building sessions for the adults and the fritter making. The Apple family has their secret fritter recipe, but yeah, she's made it all into just non-stop war. She's taken it to the huge extreme, so nobody's having fun because they just have to do so much work and knock themselves out, and hey, that's not fun. And I mean, it's like then it's like the episode is saying that, like, all right, get it? This is how not to do it, you see? Like when you have to run 10 miles for the seven-legged race and run around trees 50 times and pass out from exhaustion, it's not fun anymore. If you think about it, like this could have been like Applejack's Sweet and Elite or something like that, where, okay, she's trying to make something special happen, and she does get somewhere, but at the same time there's a sense like in the back of her mind working its way forward that like, okay, something is missing. This is not okay. I mean, there needs to be another. So yeah, you're missing a very critical moral here, and then at the end, she learns it before she's gone too far and manages to learn her lesson and build to this very sweet moral. I mean, that's what it could have been. I mean, because obviously Sweet and Elite, the show's done it before, and I would have liked it so much better than Sweet and Elite because the Apple family reunion with like the nicest family in just about any show. That would have been like so much sweeter than seeing Rarity try to make her way in high society. And I mean, I said Sweet and Elite was just fine, but this episode, it could have been something like that, doing great. Instead, it was just like, again, just, well, Apple 2 with like Applejack forcing her. I mean, it was over the top. It was like so obvious and generic, and I mean, and it doesn't come across as like understandable. Applejack, she's forcing herself on everyone so much. Like there's a scene, these two aunts or whatever are talking about their kids, and just like how they're proud of or I don't know, the seeing them in school for I forget what it was about. Something like just about their kids learning something for the first time, and just this sweet little whatever moment, and then Applejack pops up and starts telling them like, okay, well, by the way, I don't think you're moving fast enough. You see, it's like this here. Well, wait, let me show you. It's roll, fold, step to the left, roll, fold, slide to the left, and now, hurry up. Now, let's get a move on now. We want to make sure that everyone gets to taste the. It's just like, it's kind of. I mean, she's not even really that likable now. I mean, it's almost like the dad who paid a lot of money for vacation and now just wants to make sure he gets his money's worth. Like the angry dad who's frustrated, just like, come on, we gotta get what we paid for here. I mean, it's over the top. It's kind of obsessive on her part, and and then there's also a scene where Apple Blue and Babs sneak off to just talk to each other for a while, and they're hiding under this hay bale. They're like, we haven't had even a minute to just relax and spend together. And then a voice above them, and your minute's up. They look up, Applejack is there, looking over them, spying on them, and I'm like, okay, now it's getting scary. Like, Applejack is really seeming obsessive here. I mean, it's not identifiable, because, I mean, like I said, back to Sweet and Delete, Rarity, she technically wasn't doing the right thing, but I mean, they had that song where she's the pony every bunny should know, where, I mean, she was still so identifiable, and you got behind her too. You saw why she wanted this so much, and I mean, even, well, they established why she wanted, both of them wanted it so much, but I mean, even in the heat of the moment, you saw just how much she was loving it, and I mean, what going down this road was doing for her, and to her, but also for her, and I mean, so, okay, you got behind her perspective a little bit, and so, I mean, you still liked her a lot, even though she was, I mean, part of it was her making a mistake, but yeah, this is just like, of course, and Applejack's, I mean, you don't feel for her much. She's kind of obnoxious. She's forcing herself on everyone. So, come on. So, okay, and I mean, and for the generic sort of approach that they take, they do, I guess, tie it up in a pretty satisfying manner. Like, if you're gonna take the generic approach, like how not to do it, and wait for it, how to do it, at least the payoff part, the how to do it, where they rebuild the barn, that was a moment hard not to get behind. I mean, it was, because, other counterpoints to make on it, but still, nonetheless, it was a very sweet song. Just, the family members all, they're back to working together as a team, and I mean, they're having fun with it. It's a fun song, and it's just really sweet to see all of them together. The Apple Bloom and Babs and Granny Smith and I remember this guy's name, Uncle Applestrudel, I think it was. Yeah, he's square dancing with Granny Smith, and Granny Smith gets to see her favorite cousin again too, though. And I think they said that Granny Smith and this cousin, they also see their aunt, who is known for losing her false teeth all the time or something like that. So, okay, just, that's all fun to see it. But no, this square dance sequence, again, it just, the family working together, it is sort of cathartic, it is a nice payoff, but, even that, where it's like, okay, we get the, things are as it should be, and they get to have their family photo, and they get to, just sit back at the end of the day, good, tired out, and sorry they have to leave, just like having fun. Family reunion was a success and all that, and Applejack gets to learn a very good moral that, like I said, she writes to the princess, so you'll remember the who long after you've forgotten them once. Okay, very good moral, but even so, it you're very aware, or at least I was, that it wasn't what it could have been, because like the route they took did weaken it a little bit, because well, for one, the raising the barn, it's like there wasn't a whole lot built up to that, like why the family would be so invested in that, or why that would be such a great payoff, because, okay, it's not anyone else's barn, it's just, yeah, Applejack wrecked it being a knucklehead, and now she's asking them to rebuild it. Like, isn't that technically just her asking for a favor? Like, and, building a barn would be, and it is too, but well, in this case, it only involves as much work as they take. But even so, it's like, yeah, that sounds more like, okay, maybe it'd be a good memory, like, yeah, we averted a disaster, but I don't think that would be anyone's favorite reunion. Like, okay, we came together, we got something we couldn't get anywhere else, and just the bonding with what we're gonna remember this. It's like we came together as a family to avert the disaster that one knucklehead caused. So I mean, that's, I don't know. Well, so I mean, yeah, I did. I mean, it felt like I said, this could have been, they could have made this into like something special. They could have made this feel like, okay, yeah, this is the family reunion that really exemplifies family reunions. And I mean, but okay, yeah, they rebuild a barn that, I mean, that did not carry as much weight as I think this episode could have in its payoff. And also then after Applejack worked, so hard, I mean, again, no, everything falls totally flat. There's like nothing that brought to the table. It was all totally a waste as the route they go. And then she gets 1 point in her favor. Like the rebuilding the barn is a success, and then okay, so Applejack, I mean, yeah, in the end it's not very, so I mean, yeah, you think like, okay, in the grand scheme, that really wasn't that special for her. I mean, yeah, we didn't get to any like haymaker moments with Applejack to like see her bond with the family all that much, or see her maybe enjoy the family reunion in different ways, but also see how it's not satisfying to go the route she went. Just like she wrecks everything, and then she gets 1 point to redeem herself, so to rescue it. So I mean, it's like, okay, just, I don't know, like I said, and I mean, they sell it all, you do believe it was a rescue, you do believe that the family reunion was a success, and you do like watching the moment, but yeah, it just, like I said, because of those reasons, it didn't feel like the knockout it could have been. I mean, they didn't make you believe that this was, yeah, like the demonstration of, yeah, family reunions at their best. But okay, so yeah, even so, okay, I really liked the beginning. I liked the ending. I think that Applejack, yeah, going obsessive in the middle, like going that sort of generic square cut route, I think that was the wrong way to go. But okay, so overall, I think that's a decent episode. But yeah, I am sort of disappointed. I think that this episode, it's starting to sort of demonstrate what's becoming a problem with Applejack. I mean, it doesn't really, these episodes, they don't seem to want to get into what makes her tick, and like what would make her sort of grow and become a better person. Like, yeah, now it's like, okay, she feels the need to put so much responsibility on herself to think stuff requires more than it does. And I mean, but it doesn't feel like we've explored why that is. It doesn't feel like she's really grown or changed at all. And I mean, and that's kind of a shame, because like I said, with from Applebuck season to the note she was on there, I mean, she seemed like she was a favorite of the writers at that point. Like, yeah, she's the one who has that that warmth, that desire to do right by everyone, and that yeah, stubborn streak, that resilience, and that stubborn streak in one. And I mean, I listed my favorites already, and she wasn't one of them. So yeah, I threw my hat into the ring on that. She wasn't one of them, but no, but still, like, you see that, you're like, okay, so she needs to be sort of that best friend of Twilight, the one who, yeah, that sort of rock for everyone to rely on in situations that require some maturity, and not so much that it stands out. But yeah, that sort of seemed like what should be Applejack's role. That she should stand out in that way, just like Pinkie Pie stands out for being the really funny one, or Twilight stands out as the most knowledgeable and the most authoritative, or the highest ranking official, the leader, essentially. That should be what Applejack does, but it's getting perpetually more disappointing because these last few episodes, they're kind of just repeating the same thing. She thinks stuff requires more than it does, or something or she's stubborn, or she, I don't know, doesn't like high society. She's a simple apple farmer, and she needs to learn that, okay, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. They don't feel like they're getting into the character, they don't feel like they're growing or changing her, so the past several times, she's just okay. She started out like seeming like she was a favorite of the team, and she's just okay again, so, okay, a little disappointed there, but so yeah. Note on the end there of where I think they're going wrong with this character, but yeah, the episode itself, like I said, it's decent. Could have been great, but it was decent. So, all right, and the next one is Spike at Your Service. So, interesting, Spike episode. Haven't both been winners so far, and that would be a huge point in this season's favor if it's the one to finally give him a pretty good episode. But okay, well, I'll see you there.
Raise this barn, 1, 2, 3, 4. Raise this barn, or I get extra morning chores. Step right up, you're doing fine, despite the cracking in your spine. Grab a new partner, old or young, unpaid child labor's fun. Raise this barn, mend that fence, we do not have insurance. Y'all work hard the pony way, 3 works work hard labor today. I'll lift that wood, twist that back, sign off complaints to Applejack. Hyperextend your right elbow, 6 more hours, here we go.